Thanks Dushan, and thank you all for watching. That is all for this week, and as always, don't forget to turn on those dampeners. And that is all for this week. Let us know what you think and keep the comments coming. And as always, fly safe. Let us know what you think. We love to read your feedback. And until next time, keep on welding. Thanks Dushan, and that is all for this week. See you next time and keep the comments flowing. And as always, may your welds be strong and your refineries empty of stone. And as always, may Clang have mercy on your soul. And as always, don't let cyberhounds get you cyber down. And as always, if thou gaze long into an abyss, the abyss will also gaze into thee. And as always, keep calm and carry on grinding. Oh, and as always, if your rotors are banging, better hope your ship ain't clanging. And remember, don't drink and jump drive. And as always, if you're airtight, you're all right. Yeah, I just said that. Okay. I would now like to end the update video with a quote. The vastness of the cosmos is incomprehensible. So great and terrifying a space that even in fictional worlds of our own imagining, we struggle to traverse it. There are more atoms in a cup of water than there are cups of water in the oceans of the world. That's a hell of a lot of cups. And as always, if in doubt, jump drive out. Space is to place, as eternity is to time. Arguing with an engineer is like wrestling with a pig in the mud. After a few hours, you realize they like it. If you don't first succeed, redefine success. And as always, if your wheels are on the ground, you're safe and sound. The supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy is thought to be a mere 3 times the width of the Sun in size, but remarkably contains 4 million times as much mass. And here's a quote to end on. They say, any landing you can walk away from is a good one. And here's a quote to end on. Sometimes I think we're alone in the universe, and sometimes I think we're not. In either case, the idea is staggering. And as always, when the cyberhounds come around, it's time to get off the ground. here's a quote to end on. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. And here's a quote to end on. Astronomy compels the soul to look upward and leads us from this world to another. And here's a quote to end on. When you're getting ready to launch into space, you're sitting on a big explosion waiting to happen. And here's a quote to end on. Space isn't remote at all. It's only an hour's drive away if your car could go straight upwards. And here's something to end on. It's thought that if you were to unravel and lay out in a line all DNA in the average human body, it would be long enough to stretch from the Sun to Pluto and back again 17 times. And here's a quote to end on. Once you've been in space, you appreciate how small and fragile the Earth is. And as always, don't go for the loot if there's no oxygen in your suit. And here is a quote to end on. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. And here's a quote to end on. Science is about knowing. Engineering is about doing. And here's a quote to end on. The only time you have too much fuel is when you're on fire. And here's a quote to end on. Normal people believe that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Engineers believe that if it ain't broke, it doesn't have enough features yet. And here's a quote to end on. Projects we have completed demonstrate what we know. Future projects decide what we will learn. And here's a quote to end on. The most important thing is to keep the most important thing the most important thing. And here's a quote to end on. A common mistake that people make when trying to design something completely foolproof is to underestimate the ingenuity of complete fools. And here's a quote to end on. Art without engineering is dreaming. Engineering without art is calculating. And here's a quote to end on. Successful engineering is all about understanding how things break or fail. And here is a quote to end on. Sometimes you have to go up really high to understand how small you really are. And here's a quote to end on. Engineering is achieving function while avoiding failure. And here's a quote to end on. If you removed all the arteries, veins and capillaries from a person's body and tied them end to end, that person would die. And here's something to end on. Two antennas got married. The wedding was lousy, but the reception was outstanding. And here's something to end on. I was going to come up with a space-related pun, but I didn't have enough time to plan it